Our oldest enemy is not a virus or famine. It is the accidental traitor awakening inside our own bodies. The story begins with a torture session in a living room. In 1810, 58-year-old novelist Fanny Burney got breast cancer. Her only chance was to lie on an operating table. She gave herself to 7 men holding steel knives. There was no anesthesia back then. She recalled the horror in a letter to her sister. The steel knife pierced her breast. They cut through veins, arteries, muscles, and nerves. She could clearly feel the blade scraping against her ribs. They scraped and cut repeatedly. This 20-minute torture must have felt like a lifetime. But miraculously, it allowed her to live another 29 years. This became the first dogma of humanity against cancer. A rule written in blood and screams. Find it and dig it all out. However, when anesthesia silenced the crying, cancer treatment actually became even more cruel. The man who pushed this cruelty to its peak was William Halsted. He introduced surgical gloves to protect his nurse's hands. He even dared to remove his mother's gallbladder on a dining table. But this genius had a dark side. Halsted believed cancer was like ink spilled on a tablecloth. He thought it spread radially outward. The only cure was to cut away the cloth and everything around it. It was like a massive excavation project. The knife took the breast, muscles, lymph nodes, and even ribs. Halsted's method allowed 40% of patients to live past 5 years. But at the same time, British surgeon Stephen Paget found the truth. After studying 735 cases, he realized cancer is not like ink. There they take root and sprout. Paget was right, but his voice was silenced. He was drowned out by Halsted's heroic aura for a century. They were sacrificed to a wrong theory. When the limit of the scalpel was exposed, humans began to pray to invisible weapons. One was radium, discovered by the Curies. It emitted deadly rays that withered cancer like magic. Radium became a holy object sent by God. It was made into glowing face creams and health waters. Even chocolate and toothpaste contained radium. But the myth shattered quickly and tragically. First fell the workers who touched radium intimately. Young girls were taught to point the brushes with their lips. Day after day, they swallowed radium. After work, they glowed with a charming light. People jokingly called them the Radium Girls. Years later, their teeth fell out for no reason. Their jawbones crumbled like empty rotten wood. They suffered severe bone pain and died quickly. Tycoon Eben Byers drank 1,400 bottles in 2 years. In 1930, his jawbone began to die and fall off. Uncontrolled tumors grew everywhere in his body. The newspaper Black Humor read, "Radium water worked fine," until his jaw came off. Radium eventually became a footnote. Another weapon was born from hell. During World War II, a U.S. ship loaded with mustard gas was hit. Military doctors found something while treating poisoned soldiers. This gas had a devastating effect on dividing white blood cells. If it kills normal cells, can it kill crazy cancer cells? After the war, this idea was brought to the lab. Scientists used a mustard gas derivative on a patient. The patient's huge tumors shrank rapidly in days. Modern chemotherapy grew out of humanity's ugliest invention. Surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy. The classic trio achieved great success in the 20th century. But they are like carpet bombing, destroying cancer cells while turning the body into scorched earth. The turning point came with the molecular biology revolution. Scientists went inside the cell to decode cancer's genes. They found that cancer comes from key gene mutations. 2001, the first targeted drug, Gleevec, arrived. It precisely attacked the error gene in leukemia. Overnight, a fatal terminal illness changed. It became a chronic disease controlled by a daily pill. However, the master of evolution found new mutations to escape. Finally, scientists looked inside our own bodies. We looked at the neglected, powerful immune system. We thought the immune system was just blind. But in the 21st century, we found cancer is a diplomat. It actively shakes hands with the T-cells' break molecules, politely handing over a pass to paralyze the army. This led to immunotherapy. It doesn't attack cancer, but kicks away the deceptive hand, engineering a navigation head to recognize cancer. These modified super soldiers are put back into the body. They become a living drug, patrolling and hunting in their homeland. never stopping. But this is a war with our own destiny. It is far from over, perhaps never ending. Because cancer is not an invader. It is us. It is just a very ordinary cell in our body. It accidentally breaks the ancient bond of collective interest. It uses all the beautiful mechanisms we gave it. Blood vessels, metabolism, using them to betray life itself. It is the inevitable result of longer human life, a paradox where cells seek immortality but cause death. When an individual chases infinity, order collapses. As a species gets closer to longevity, traitors increase. So we may never invent a weapon to kill betrayal. But we are learning to move from eradication to control, from war to peacekeeping. We will redefine health in the gray zone of coexistence. That day, cancer may still exist, but it will lose the right to master our fate. And the story ends.